Yesterday, I went into Worcester to see our son compete in Destination Imagination, and they won, so he's off to Kansas City. But on the way back, we got caught in traffic in Framingham, and I had to get back quickly because we had Saturday night service. And when I got here, I realized that the E string on my guitar was broken, and I'm supposed to be playing the guitar with a teenager who I've encouraged to come. So I have to trot out my electric guitar, and that's a nightmare because there are all these wires. And then Christine and I are fumbling around looking for a music stand to fit the music on, but I haven't taken the time to change the music so that I'm in the right key. So George, who's playing with me, is having a total nightmare playing with me. And after a less than, in my opinion, stellar presentation of this idea of captivity, and by I say that, I was dripping with sweat. So I was very anxious. People tell me it was very nice, but it didn't work for me. I realized, well, I'm going to get to the point. So I got up this morning at 5 because I have a lot of things I have to do this afternoon. I need to write up an agenda for the MATE meeting at 4 o'clock because grown-ups are coming to meet with me at 4 o'clock, and I have to get everything clear that we're doing. And then I have confirmation class at 5 o'clock, and then I have youth group at 7 o'clock, so I have a lot of things to do. And I'm doing that, and I think, well, I'll take a look at the sermon that I delivered last night. So I open up my iPad, and it's gone. And I first wanted to throw the iPad. And then I realized that God has a sense of humor. Because the sermon I gave yesterday was about being a captive to the church monster. How the church was swallowing me whole. But clearly I didn't believe it enough, and God had to remove my sermon and make me freestyle it this morning for you to show me you really have to trust in God and not just preach it. And the fact of the matter is the sermon yesterday was we are all captives to one thing or another. In my life, I was enslaved to the idea of what life was about according to my mother and my father. And so all the mistakes that they made in their lives, I made in my life. And I'm like, why are we Olmsteads walking around smashing into walls all the time? Until I realized I had never grown up emotionally. And I had to do this my way. Or there was another period in my life when I was a professor, was everything about how great I was going to be and what I was going to do to have to arrive. But I never got there. Until I woke up one day and said, it's here, is what it is. It's not down the road. And right now, the struggle I'm having, the hostage I am taking, is to this thing that I call the church monster. I feel like St. George or St. Michael, with the spear holding off the dragon, except the dragon is the Dover Church. And the thing is, I love my job. I love all of you. I love preaching to you. I love singing in the choir. I love playing badly with George on Saturday night. I love my staff. I love working with my staff. I love helping them achieve their dreams. I love youth group. I love middle school youth group, planting bulbs. I love Sunday night with the high school youth group. I love confirmation class. I love meeting with the board of trustees and the board of deacons and seeing what we're going to do next. I love that from here I'm going to go visit Herb Wood in the hospital and see how he's doing. I love to sit with the older members and hear the stories of their lives, and I love meeting the new members and finding out what they're looking for in their life. I love managing the church. I love doing stewardship. I love raising up new leaders. I love the task that I have before me of interpreting the Bible, which in our time and in our community is an object of great suspicion. People out there think that you're all crazy because you're in here, and I'm the biggest nut of all. And yet I'm trying to interpret it so it makes some sense to you, so it is good news and not just news. I love, and anyone who's worked with me knows, I love thinking about new and better ways to live God's love in this place and changing what we need to change so that we get out of our own way. And so on, and so on, and so on. And Mary-Laure can tell you that I wake up too many mornings anxious about how I'm going to get 15 hours of work done in 8 every day. Or, what more can I do so that there will be less work and not more work? Or, frustrated that I'm making this sermon up as I go along. Or any of the other things that I do, that I just make it up as I go along because I didn't have time to prepare properly. Or I'm talking to you right now, but I'm also watching that clock because I know you've got to be out of here at 11 and I don't have a text to work off, so I have no idea when this is going to end. Which is why I write it down. I don't write it down because I'm going to forget what I wanted to say. I write it down because 11 o'clock is a hard stop. And if I don't have exactly 675 words, I'm in trouble, man. You people want to go. I wake up feeling wiped out, burned out, like I haven't had a creative thought in a month. And I realize that the church feels to me like a boa constrictor that's got me. And it squeezes and squeezes and squeezes, and I can't breathe. And the more I struggle against it, the harder it squeezes, like the rope thing. And I think, I went fishing last month. And I think it was a couple months before that. And I think I read a good book for fun after Christmas sometime. And I've got these people called my family, right, who've got stuff going on in their lives, and I want to be present to my wife and my kids, more than just present, like not just a potato sack sitting in the chair, but actually engaging with them. That's my captivity. That's my spiritual struggle. And what I'm here to tell you this morning is that God had to punch me in the face. I'm raised a Yankee, right? So in the John Wayne School of American Malehood. Go ahead, shoot me. What do I care? There's another movie and I'll get up in it, right? We all saw the movies. Yeah, I can take any beating you can put on, right? But the truth of the matter is I had to lose my sermon to actually preach the sermon. And I don't know what has you captive today. Maybe it's the past. Maybe, like me, the family of origin stuff has got you stuck, and you're wondering, how come we in our family just don't know how to get along? Right? Or maybe it is the bottle, or the pills, or the computer, or something else. Or maybe it's something else in your life that's got you. But the fact of the matter is, I'm here to tell you right now that just being able to name whatever it is and say, the church monster's got me, or the bottle's got me, or the ghost of my departed grandmother's got me, or whatever it is, got me. That's the first step to freedom. It's like AA. The first step in AA, which they took from the church, is admitting, I'm a mess, and I'm powerless to fix it. I need God's help. And that, my friends, is the absolute preposterous good news of Jesus Christ. God wants nothing more than to set you free. But the first step is figuring out what's got you. Amen.